That's an 8-fold increase in profit from a single customer. And you've given them a discount and free shipping. That's a real win-win. Let's talk about one of the most misunderstood growth levers in e-commerce, average order value, or AOV. Everyone talks about it. Everyone says, increase your AOV and you'll make more money. But most people don't actually understand why it matters. Or more importantly, when it doesn't. Because a higher AOV doesn't automatically mean higher profit. And in some cases, chasing a bigger basket can distract you from the real lever that actually grows your business long term. So today, we're going to dig into both sides. In part 1, we'll walk through how to increase your AOV the right way, the methods that actually protect margin and make sense for your brand. And in part 2, we'll talk about when increasing AOV isn't the best move and why, for some brands, order frequency is the smarter play, as this is where customer lifetime value pays dividends. And if you want the calculators and templates I use to map out AOV, profit and break-even points, you'll find them inside my eCommerce Growth Made Easy community on School. The link's in the description and you can join for free. I'm Jason Chappell, founder of Define and creator of eCommerce Growth Made Easy. I help e-commerce businesses drive more sales, increase revenue, and grow profit. Now let's start by looking at how we can increase your AOV the right way. When I work with founders, one of the first things I look at is their numbers. Traffic, conversion rate, and AOV, the 3 big drivers of revenue. And more often than not, I see this pattern. Traffic looks solid, conversion rate's okay, but AOV hasn't moved in months. And here's what happens. Instead of fixing the value per order, they usually chase more traffic and pour money into ads. And in doing so, they end up working twice as hard for the same profit they could have made by simply increasing what each customer spends. Let me show you why this matters. Imagine your brand has an average order value of $40, a conversion rate of 3%, and 10,000 visitors a month. That's $12,000 in revenue. Now, if you keep everything else the same and increase your AOV by just 10% from $40 to $44, your revenue goes to $13,200. Same traffic, same conversion rate, no extra ad spend, just smarter selling. And that's why AOV matters. It's the easiest way to increase profit without spending more money. But how you increase it is what separates profitable brands from the desperate ones. The simplest and most effective place to start is with bundles. Now, I'm not just talking buy 2, save 10%. I mean strategic bundles that make sense. I worked with a brand that sold a practical, everyday use product. Their hero product was under $20, which was great for conversion, but terrible for profit once you factored in their acquisition costs. Instead of trying to raise the price, we looked at pairing logic. We created complementary bundles, things that made sense to buy together. And the magic thing was that we didn't discount the bundle at all. We just made it easier to buy. Here's what we did. If someone added the main item to their cart, the drawer showed a perfect add-on, a refill, a cleaner, or a related item that solved the next logical problem. And the result was that conversion rates stayed stable, but AOV jumped 18% overnight. Bundling works because it increases perceived value and convenience, not because you're pushing discounts. Now let's talk about a tactic that can be incredibly powerful when used properly. Buy more, save more. This is where you offer a small but incremental discount as someone adds multiple units of a single product to their cart. And I know you might be thinking, whoa, hang on, Jason. Didn't you just say discounting hurts profit? And the answer is, it does when it's done badly. But this isn't about discounting to create urgency. It's about incentivizing efficiency. When someone buys more units in one transaction, you only pay the acquisition cost once. You ship once. You only pick and pack once. You only handle one payment one customer, one service ticket, one parcel. So even though you're giving a small discount, your net profit per order goes up because your operational costs and marketing costs per item drop dramatically. Let's put some numbers to that. Say your product sells for $20 and your cost to produce it is $4. That's a gross margin of 80%. Now, say your acquisition cost is $10. If a customer buys one unit, your profit after acquisition and pick and pack is around $3. That's pretty thin. And we'll assume you're charging the customer separately for shipping at this cart value. But if they buy 3 units with a small multi-buy offer, say buy 3, say 15%, they spend $51 rather than $20. Your product cost for the whole order is $12. And you might offer free shipping at this threshold. Another great incentive for someone to increase their cart value, by the way. So let's assume shipping costs you maybe $4 and your acquisition still costs $10. That's $51 you've taken in revenue and $26 in costs, which gives you a profit of $25. That's an 8-fold increase in profit from a single customer. And you've given them a discount and free shipping. That's a real win-win. And that's what Buy More, Save More can do when it's built on logic, not desperation. Now, we've just touched on how free shipping can be used, but let's look at how you can use it strategically to encourage higher AOVs. And the key is not just setting it at a random number. You need to anchor it strategically against your current AOV or product prices. Let's assume your average order is $35 and you offer free shipping at $50. That gap's too wide. People won't stretch for it as it feels unachievable. The psychology of adding an extra $15 to my cart to save, I don't know, $4 on shipping doesn't make logical sense. So most people won't go for it. But if you move the threshold to $39 or $40, that feels achievable. It gives people a reason to add one more item, which increases your AOV by 15 to 20% on autopilot. The key here is psychological achievability. It should feel close enough that the customer thinks, oh, I might as well. It also makes them feel that they really are getting something for free. As in this example, shipping costs $4 and the increase in cart value is also around $4. So the customer will be paying the extra anyway. So from their perspective, why not get a product for the extra cash rather than paying for shipping? And again, all of this is easy to model using the calculators inside my school community. You'll be able to work out exactly how a small change impacts your profit. Another great lever for increasing your AOV is gift with purchase. But this is something that's often misunderstood or misused. A gift with purchase works when the perceived value of the gift outweighs the cost and when it helps increase product adoption or usage. If you give away something random, it feels gimmicky. If you give away something useful, it feels generous and drives repeat sales. For example, if you sell hair care and your AOV is $53, you could offer a complimentary product when someone spends $60 or more. As long as the cost of the product to you is less than the price increase, you're better off. And that free product does two things. It increases AOV and profit by encouraging customers to hit the threshold. And it seeds the next purchase because they've now tried something new. That's the magic combination. Short-term AOV growth plus long-term retention. Now, those things aside, one of the biggest missed opportunities I see in e-commerce is the cart itself. Most brands treat it as the end of the journey, when in reality, it's one of your most powerful selling points. If you start to apply some logic to your cart, it lets you offer highly relevant upsells after the customer shows buying signals. Think about Amazon. When you add items to your cart, they show you a section of people also bought. It's conversion psychology at work. You can piggyback from all of the millions of dollars they've spent on getting this right and implement this on your own store. The key here, though, is relevance, not just shoving random products in. If someone's buying shampoo, show them the matching conditioner. When you do this right, it feels helpful, not pushy. This, coupled with free shipping thresholds and gift with purchase, all work together to deliver a really compelling reason for the customer to add extra items to their cart that has minimal friction. And finally, in the customer journey, the one everyone forgets, post-purchase cross-sells. This one feels like a bit of a no-brainer and carries almost zero risk, as you've already taken the money for the initial purchase, so you're not in danger of losing the sale. The customer's already in a buying mindset. Credit cards out. It's your easiest cross-sell moment. So offer them something they can add to the same shipment, or a subscription to receive refills automatically. Even a small conversion on post-purchase offers can lift total AOV by 10 to 15%. And it doesn't interfere with your main funnel at all. Now, that's a lot of tactics. But the thread that ties all of them together is this. Make it easy for people to spend more without feeling like they're being sold to. That's how you increase AOV sustainably. Now, I want to flip this because sometimes increasing your AOV shouldn't be your main focus. If your product has a natural repeat cycle, like supplements, coffee, or consumables, your biggest growth lever isn't the first order. It's the second, third, and fourth. Retention will beat AOV every single time in that scenario. Let's say your first order profit is small, but your repeat rate is high. That means your long-term customer lifetime value is strong. So your job is to get them to come back more often or faster. And this is where too many brands go wrong. They obsess over the first basket instead of the second order. If you've got a product that naturally fits into somebody's life, your focus should be on building habits and emotional connection. That means education-based email flows, usage tips, customer feedback loops, loyalty rewards or community that make people feel appreciated, not bribed. Because if you can shorten the time between orders, say from 14 weeks to 13 weeks, that results in a 33% increase in orders every year. And if you get your messaging right, not only do you increase the numbers of orders per year, you increase the length of time the customer stays with you. So you're winning on both ends. And again, if you want to learn how to model this, I've got a free time between transactions calculator that you can download that shows exactly how frequency affects lifetime profit. The link's in the description. Now, there's actually also a middle ground where both levers matter. For example, one of my clients, the brand I mentioned earlier, sells a hero product that people buy once, then replenish certain products over time. When we first started working together, the acquisition cost was creeping up and AOV was flat. But we didn't increase prices. We restructured the product mix. We made it easier to buy multiple units in one go. And then we layered in retention by turning that same product into a subscription option for their most loyal customers. The result? 20% higher AOV on new customers, 35% more predictable recurring revenue, and they did it all without headline discounting. That's the level of control you get when you stop guessing and start planning around your numbers. So let's recap. If you're struggling with profit, increasing AOV is often your fastest route to growth, but only if you do it intelligently. Bundles, buy more, save more, free shipping thresholds, gift with purchase, and smart cross-sells. These aren't just tactics, they're systems for increasing value and margin at the same time. But if your business is built on repeatable purchases, your growth lever isn't AOV, it's frequency. How often people come back, how fast they reorder, and how long they stay. Both levers matter, but knowing which ones to pull first is what separates founders who work harder from founders who build real growth. And if you want to find out which lever your business should pull next, join my e-commerce growth made easy community on School. You'll find tools, templates, and full walkthroughs that show you exactly how to build your next profit plan step by step. The link's in the description and you can get started for free. So go audit your last 100 orders. Look for the patterns. What do customers add most often? What could you bundle? Where are they dropping off before they buy again? And I'll see you in the next one.